I'm Luke Aladdin, as in Aladdin.
And I am Devon Flowers, as in flowers. And this is Marvellous.
Jazz hands.
In this thrilling, exciting, never been done before episode of Marvellous, we are going to be talking about Marvel
Versus
DC. So we both have very different stances, gross, on Marvel versus DC.
Yes, this is very true.
Why don't you tell them your stance on the matter?
Here's what I believe. Okay. DC, games, video games, animated films and programs, better. But Marvel live action programs, live action films are better.
Okay, I have a very different view. I personally think DC is better than Marvel, marginally, because I think even though Marvel's films and TV shows, all of them, including animated, are better than DC.
No, I would say the DC animated things are great.
No, DC's animated TV shows aren't as good as Marvel's animated TV shows, because What If was amazing.
That was literally the only one.
I don't care. What If was amazing. What If was better than all of DC's animated shows.
Did you watch any of Young Justice or Justice?
Yes, I've
or any of the Batman series. There's like four of them. They're amazing.
I watched Young Justice, and it was bad by the third season.
It gets better in the fourth season. Young Justice is great. This looks like I'm on the DC side now. Young Justice is great, but Justice was great. Then there was another Justice. There was another Justice thing. What was the full name of Justice?
I don't know. Was it just Justice League?
Yes, Justice League. That's it. Yeah, there was another Justice League one. Then there was like 4 Batman ones that I all watched, all of them, which were all amazing, except from one of them, which I didn't want one episode.
Yeah, but I think at the same time, they are all good, but none of them stand out to me as being great.
Yeah.
Right?
I would agree with that.
What If stands out to me as... What If, for me, is on the same level as Arcane, which you haven't watched, have you?
No. What would it be? What would I know?
Arcane is my favourite TV show of all time.
What would Arcane be on the same level as, apart from What If, that I know? That you know I would like.
A Series of Unfortunate Events. Have you watched that?
No.
Doctor Who. It's up there with like some of the all-time greats for me. Anyway, this is not about that. This is about Marvel. Now,
yes.
So even though I do think that Marvel's animated shows, regular shows, and films are better, I think DC's comic books, their characters, their comedy, a lot of the time, and we're going to get onto comedy in a second, I think a lot of their animation is all better. And video games as well, and I think that's more important.
Yeah, video games. But we can agree, Spider-Man PS4 was a good game.
It was a good game. I don't have it, but...
Yeah, it is a good game.
I don't have PS4.
It's a good game.
So, I just tried to put my hair behind my ear.
And Spider-Man Miles Morales, that's a good game as well.
I don't have that either.
Yeah,
anyway.
You should get them.
I don't have a PS4, so I can't. Anyway. Now, Marvel. Do you have any major problems with Marvel?
Here's something I want to say about Marvel.
MCU specifically.
MCU Marvel specifically. I like the comedy in MCU Marvel specifically, but I think they go a bit over the top of it, to be honest.
Yes. One of the moments which I really always go back to when I'm talking about this point is in Infinity War. It's Rocket and Thor's conversation, where Thor basically says, yeah, my mum's dead, my dad's dead, my brother's dead, my sister's dead, my friends are dead. And Rocket says, okay, it's time to be the captain. Here's an eye. Here's your missing eye. And he says, and when Thor puts it in, he goes, oh, I want to wash that first. I always go back to that, because that was an incredibly emotional, chilling sort of moment for Thor, and it was overrun by Rocket doing a bit of a cheesy one-liner and a forgettable joke.
Yeah. And it is forgettable considering I forgot it. I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, I quite literally only remember it because it angers me.
Oh.
So,
Here's something I do want to say about DC and Marvel's rivalry. People will say DC is darker than Marvel, which I will have to agree with. But when Marvel goes dark, it's ridiculous.
yeah, I think when Marvel does go dark, it goes dark.
They're literally either like DC is a bit of both, but Marvel's two sides of one coin. They're either completely I'd either say that, well, not completely, but I'd say they're mostly comedy or mostly not. Like I saw this one time. I mean, this was from another thing. I haven't read many comics, but I saw this one time where a cannibalistic Spider-Man went to Spider-Man's universe and ate him.
Oh yeah.
And then Sandman.
Yeah, but that's the comics though. That's the problem. That's the comics, which are a completely different issue for a completely different part of this video.
Yeah.
However, podcast, not video.
Yeah.
However, when we're talking about films, I completely disagree with your point. I think that DC is actually one where they flip a switch, dark, death, evil, and then they flip a switch, and you go into this comedy, whimsical, fun little action adventure story.
Which doesn't really make any sense for me because it should like sort of glide into it and go.
Yeah, because for the first few films in the DCEU, they knew what they wanted to be. They wanted to be dark. They wanted to be gritty. They wanted to be a bit more chilling and realistic than Marvel.
Yeah.
They weren't cracking jokes in the middle of battle and things like that.
Yeah. Both enjoyable.
But once you get to Justice League,
yeah,
the Batman who was once a really dark, brooding, horrible, grief-stricken man is now bright, happy, and cracking one-liners all over the place.
Yeah, that's it, right. But my problem with the DCU EU is not that, but it's like I feel like they rushed into it, like the MCU.
Oh yeah.
They've been going on for that with ages. So the DC, they saw that, so they joined up with Warner Bros. And they went like full on in Endgame's level film within like 2 films or 3 films, whatever it was.
And this is.
And it's just like, what?
Yeah, this is people's major problem with DC, because what happened was they started with the thought of, right, we're going to build up and build up and build up, so we're going to start with Superman. They probably thought, okay, after Superman we'll do a Batman and a Wonder Woman.
Didn't they do 2 Batman? No, they did Batman vs Superman, which is kind of nice.
Difference is, Man of Steel didn't do as well as they thought. They thought Man of Steel would do really well. It didn't. So they said, right, people are going to lose interest. We need to crack out the big guns. Batman vs Superman, Justice League. Then afterwards we'll try and fill in the gaps and create a bunch of solo movies.
Aquaman,
Flash, Batman, Wonder Woman, and all these solo films that are going to try and fill in the cracks that we made ourselves by rushing into it.
Yeah.
The way I like to think of it is like a tower, right? This is going to be a bit of a confusing visual for some people, but if you look at Marvel, they built it from the ground up.
Yeah.
So they started off with just having these solo films.
Yeah, like 2 solo films. For 1 solo film for Captain America, 2 for Iron Man.
Yeah, so they built up solo films, then got to Avengers, and then and then continued expanding, and then did another big film, expanded a bit more.
Yeah. Then
did the big film, and now they're expanding even more.
And now they're going to do Multiverse of Madness, which
which is going to expand loads.
No spoilers. It's going to open up more stuff.
Oh yeah, that's fine. So the difference, right, with DC is instead of building on a stable groundwork of a bunch of solo films, they built on the unstable groundwork of one solo film, and then a Superman Batman crossover.
Which
Not
also had
even-
Wonder Woman.
Not even a Wonder Woman film.
Yeah. Like, they're the main three.
Wonder Woman went into Justice League with no film. And you don't even realise. They didn't even realise Wonder Woman not only is the biggest, is like the main part of this of like a lot of the DCU, but also Wonder Woman is a whole third of your golden trio.
Yeah. You can't just not give them. And Batman. Literally only Superman had his own film.
Yes, but out of the 6 original Avengers, 5 of them were built up.
Yes.
Iron Man had 2 films, Captain America had 1, the Hulk had 1, Thor had 1, and Black
And
Widow.
this was prior to.
Black Widow had a major part in Iron Man 2.
But apart from Black Widow. But apart from the Black Widow film, all of those people you just mentioned had a film prior to the first Avengers
Yes,
film.
but also Black Widow.
And Hawkeye had his own series. So they all got their own little in-depth thing.
No, but that's not prior to the Avengers, was it?
No, but what I'm saying is they all got their own in-depth thing, which is...
Yes, but I'm talking prior to the Avengers.
Yeah.
But Black Widow had a cameo in Iron Man 2, and then Hawkeye had a cameo in Thor. Not a cameo, Black Widow on a main part, sorry.
Yeah, Black Widow had more than cameo.
Black Widow had a main part, and Hawkeye had a cameo.
Yeah.
Going into the Avengers, all 6 of them, 5 of the 6 major Avengers were fully fleshed out.
Yeah.
Justice League, however, they did a Superman film and a Batman-Superman crossover. Going into Justice League, 2 of the 6 heroes were fleshed out.
Well, I would only say Superman was fully fleshed out. Batman didn't even have his own film.
Yeah, but Batman...
And I would probably say Batman's more popular than Superman.
Batman still was fleshed out, though.
Yeah, that's true. They probably gave more of that film to Batman, considering he hadn't had his own first film.
Yeah.
But
Batman
still,
vs Superman was essentially the Batman film.
But Bruce fighting Superman.
Yeah. So, next up, getting back on track a little bit. So, what were your thoughts on the differences between modern and old Marvel?
I would, to be honest, modern and old Marvel, I would say old Marvel was a lot more bloodier. Because there was less audience, and the original audience was older people from the comics. But because it's gotten bigger, they've had to get in less bloodier because there's been the more children audience. Which, to be honest, yes, on the monetary standpoint, that's a good idea. But in my opinion, if someone falls out of the sky, there will be blood, and I want to see it.
Yeah, because
like Rhodey, he fell out of the sky. Of course, he's gonna be he's gonna look hurt, but no, he looks fine.
Yeah,
looks a bit sweaty, but that's it.
I want to sneeze. Sorry. So that's my problem, right, with modern MCU, because, like you said originally in Iron Man, who were the audience? They were comic book fans,
which are older now, which were older.
Comic book fans, Robert Downey Jr. fans,
yeah,
and Gwyneth Paltrow fans.
Yeah.
They were the main audience of Iron Man. Now, I mean, Avengers Endgame is the second highest grossing film of all time. After Avatar. Because it beat Avatar, and then Avatar re-released in China and beat it again.
Didn't Spider-Man No Way Home beat both of them?
No.
I think it did. It was the highest grossing film ever.
No, it definitely wasn't. It was high, but it wasn't the highest.
No, sure, it made $1 billion.
Endgame made $4 billion.
Oh. Nah, I swear. No, but I'm pretty sure it was the highest grossing Spider-Man film.
Oh yeah, it's the highest grossing Spider-Man film, but not the highest grossing film.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think Marvel's biggest problem now is that they are too big, and they aren't going to get any smaller. So they aren't going to be able to go back to their roots of just having a fun little adventure.
Yeah. Or not so fun.
Well, yeah.
Also, here's my thing. Okay, Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman have loads of reboots, don't they? I mean, heck,
Yes.
Batman's getting a new reboot now.
Yeah, and Superman had one a few years ago.
Yeah, but the thing is, obviously this wasn't their plan all along, but with the Spider-Man reboots, no spoilers, but I'm glad they did what they did with it, because it tied all of them in together, like it wasn't just some random thing. Obviously it was an idea, it wasn't an idea until that film, but it made it seem like it was already an idea, and it made it seem like all them reboots wasn't just a waste of money. In a way.
I think we all know that was just gonna always be that it's just some films. They just rebooted it because they got bored with the old series,
Yeah.
or because Tobey Maguire doesn't want to work on it anymore,
Yeah.
or because Andrew Garfield is getting a bunch of hate. You know,
Andrew Garfield was good. I liked him. You know,
he was good, but fans hated him.
the thing is, since the No Way Home film, fans started to like him. The thing is, I always liked Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Toby was always my favourite.
I always liked both of them, but because at the time the fan base was, we hate them, that's what I decided to do. That's what I decided to act like. That I hate them as well, because that's what most of the fan base was like.
Yeah.
At the time. So, because that was that, but because of the new film, it seems like, oh, I like him because of the film, because of the new film. But no, I've always liked him, it's just because of the fan base.
Yeah.
Going from that to that, it's more accepted that you can like him. So I always liked him, it's just more accepted, so I'm certain that I'm liking.
Yeah. I think, however, the thing is, with Spider-Man, people are now bored. Just like they're bored of Superman, they'll never be bored of Batman. But then again, The Dark Knight is one of the greatest films of all time.
Yeah, apparently this new Batman film, The Batman, is going to be big.
I hope it's not.
Well, not big, but it's going to be good.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm glad it's going to be good, because I don't want to be wasting my money.
It's going to be really... I heard it's going to be... So, okay, if you heard of Film Ferret...
Yeah.
Super good channel, you should go watch him. He has said that... And I trust this guy, not with my life, but he's a pretty good theorist. He's a pretty good theorist.
I trust this guy, but not with my life. But I do trust him.
He's a pretty good theorist, and I take his word for it. With great assault, but I take his word for it. Apparently, Batman kills people in it, so that would be an interesting thing to see.
No, Batman doesn't kill. No.
That would be an interesting thing to see.
This is okay. No, I want to go on a tangent now. I'm gonna go on I'm gonna go on a rant. Okay?
Let's just say this is just a theorist, not proven. No offense to him, but not proven.
I know, but that makes me automatically less likely to watch the film. Batman does not kill. Batman is never killed.
What the hell?
1 second.
How'd that happen?
Wait.
How on earth did that happen?
It's okay. Doesn't matter.
How?
Anyway, apologies for that inconvenience.
Yeah, sorry.
So, this is my problem with Batman killing. Batman does not kill. Very simple. Batman is not a killer. And here's why. So, we're going to go on a bit of a tangent. But, Batman is attempting to protect justice. That's what Batman fights for.
Yes.
He fights for justice. He fights for truth. He fights for justice. He fights for the rehabilitation of criminals. But that's the key word: rehabilitation.
Which does not, I would say, probably never works, except from Catwoman.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
But he tries his best.
But he's never gonna kill Joker. He's never gonna kill Penguin, no matter how many people they kill, because, and this was actually very well described in Under the Red Hood. If he goes down that path, he doesn't think he will ever come out.
True.
And just think, if Batman kills, there's no story to be told, because Batman could easily overpower most of his rogues gallery if he killed.
Yeah.
The Penguin, batarang to the face.
Yeah,
Joker. The Joker, batarang to the face.
Yeah, he wouldn't even batarang to the face. With his gauntlets, he probably just punched straight through them.
Yeah. Mr. Freeze, batarang to the face.
Yeah.
Not even the face. Breaks his gas canister, Mr. Freeze, out like a light.
Yeah. Yes, like... You could probably just get, like, some panther claws or something. Like, he's probably got claws on, he's just like...
Yeah. You know, Batman is too powerful for a lot of his rogues gallery. But the reason his rogues gallery is a good rogues gallery is because they know how to take advantage of Batman's one principle. Batman doesn't kill.
Yeah.
And this is the problem. If Batman kills, he is just as bad as the criminals he's killing.
Mm.
In his eyes, him killing a criminal is the exact same thing that murderer did to his parents.
Yeah.
Some of these criminals will have families. They will have children.
That is true.
They have parents, children, cousins, siblings, nephews, nieces.
Like,
they have families. At the end of the day, they go back to a family.
That is true. People like Mr.
And if Batman kills one of his rogues gallery, he's killing a parent. He's orphaning a child. He's doing the same thing to someone else that murderer all those years ago did to him.
Yeah. I think the only character I could say that doesn't have a family would probably be Grundy and
Joker.
Joker, yeah. I mean, he's got Harley Quinn, but doesn't he?
I mean, they've broken up 70 million times in the comics.
Here's what I'd like to say. I think if Joker never killed any of Spider-Man's friends, Spider-Man, this is a bit unrelated, but Spider-Man would love Joker as a villain. Because Spider-Man loves talking to his villains, but his villains don't like talking to him. And Joker loves talking to Batman, but Batman doesn't like talking to him. So Joker and Spider-Man just talk to each other.
Joker and Spider-Man would be great, yeah, great.
They just talk to each other whilst fighting each other. I mean, really though, Spider-Man could probably easily beat him.
Oh yeah.
Because he's not on the ground, and like usually Joker's like sat on this like big throne, Spider-Man and Batman has to get up, but then Spider-Man can like and just keep kick him in the face.
And actually, it's a very similar thing with Spider-Man that we have with Batman, except we accept.
I mean, he's got a grappling hook.
Yeah, we accept that Spider-Man doesn't kill because he's an innocent little teenager.
So
why can't we accept the fact that a man who was orphaned because his parents were murdered? Why can't we accept the fact that he doesn't kill?
Yeah.
And that's just the problem with Snyder's films, because he's trying to make them into a James Bond film. He's trying to make Batman say, you know what? Who cares about my morals, my story, my law, my personality, my past, my parents, my special code, my entire rogues gallery, all of the children of Gotham, literally anyone, my public image. He's saying, who cares about that? I want to kill this man.
But if he did kill someone, let's say he did, do you think, because if he kills someone normally, like it's just a normal thing, he'd probably use a gun because he wouldn't care. But if he killed someone, he wouldn't use a gun because that would be personal. So he'd beat them up, which would be a lot more
visceral,
impactful.
Yes.
On himself and the people of Gotham.
Yes.
Here's one thing I don't understand about DC. It's set in America, yeah, so why don't they use real cities?
They never have from the beginning. Very beginning, Metropolis has been there for years.
I've never understood
decades. That. It was just something that the original writers of DC said, you know what, yeah, let's do that.
Fair enough. I mean, if you wanted, you could have Batman and Superman set in the same city. Superman in the more joyous parts. and
I mean,
Batman in the
Gotham
the
and Metropolis in the DCEU and
Guys, we made a bit of a mistake.